Hi y'all. This is a tutorial for a crochet cast on, which is my ultra favorite cast on. It's super easy to do, especially when you have to cast on a whole bunch of things in knitting and in Tunisian. But what you do is you get a crochet hook that's the same size or one size bigger than your Tunisian. These ones are actually the same size. And if you're doing it in knitting for either a neckline on a garment or a bottom of a garment, whatever your cast on is, I would do the same thing, but probably, or make sure that I got one size up of hook than the your needle size. So here I have my slip knot on my hook, and I'm going to hold on to the tail, and then I'm going to hold my Tunisian hook parallel, so they're parallel to each other, and I am then just going to take my yarn from the bottom around. I'm going to wrap it and then chain through the loop. So it really is just a chain stitch. Wrap it around and chain. And you want to try to do these a little bit loosely, because the next row going into them will be a 2.5 if it's too tight. Around and chain. And what this is basically, this is a provisional cast on. You can use this as a provisional cast on in knitting. And this loop here is the third loop of a chain stitch. So instead of chaining a whole bunch of things and fighting for this little loop, you're wrapping it around the stitch or the needle, and you have it right there. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And if you're doing a whole bunch, you can just put a marker in every set of, 10, 20, whatever you want to do if you're counting for a whole bunch. But I think on this scarf, we're only using 30. So you would get to 29 stitches, have casted on 29 loops, and your last one is this loop here. You just stretch it out and swing it around and put it on. And that becomes the 30th loop of the pattern. If you were using this as a provisional, you would just do a couple chains, break your yarn, and knot it and let it hang there. But it makes this really, really pretty bottom edge, has the same V's, and it's a nice finish to any garment or your work. So you're done with your small hook at this point, and we have our casted on stitches. So we would have, I believe no, I'm remembering the wrong pattern. Never mind. This pattern, we don't have any markers. So we're going to just return off of this normally with the Tunisian. So I yarn over, pull through one, whoops, only one. Now the other thing is you really want to make sure when you do the first and the last one is you get everything on gauge, because it can get really tight. And through 2. And the first row you want to kind of hang out to the bottom, because it's just the first row. It's 2D in knitting, it's 2D in crochet, it's 2D in Tunisian. And there you just work it off, just like a regular Tunisian row. And almost there. And there we go. So there's your first row worked. And those are your vertical bars. So the second row, like always, you skip this first vertical bar. That's the bar you never go into because that comes out of it. So you don't have to pick it up because it already is picked up. So you go to the second vertical bar. And you pick up through there, and there, and there, and everywhere across. Have fun.